Elaboration theory of instructional design was introduced in 1977 by Charles Rayluth. It's a cognitive-based theory whose central premise is that the organization of instructional design content should be done in a very specific way. The idea is to break down learning content into its base units and organize sequentially according to level of difficulty, and by building on content in each block. This theory is used best when presenting content that has a clear path or series of steps with logical, broad, and general concepts experienced first. Complexity of content should move in the direction noted here. It isn't logical to present detailed content before general or complex before simple. Scaffolding and support is needed at each stage in order to bridge the gap from the abstract to the concrete. An example of this occurred recently for me when I was charged with helping language instructors navigate Google Drive. The PD was mandated because too many were unsure about how to copy a shared document into their Google Drives. Documents in shared folders were becoming chaotic and disorganized. So I broke down each step required for the task, with steps laid out in the document and a screencast of the actions as I did them. This was followed up by a summary of why it's important and necessary to organize and save documents, and to show a little about how it differs from other systems they may have used before. Making use of prior knowledge, such as prior experience with other kinds of shared drives, helps to form connections and build understanding for the learners. A more specific example would be to examine what teachers already knew about using Microsoft Word, and then building on that to show what the affordances of Google Docs are. But sometimes prior knowledge can be an impediment, though, such as in this case where teachers might expect the two programs to be identical, and they're definitely not. Elaboration theory recommends the use of the presentation devices shown here as a means of building and scaffolding learning content. Learner control has become an increasingly more important part of elaboration theory, particularly when designing online modules or courses. Giving learners control of features such as pause, rewind, and replay is an important piece. Critics of elaboration theory argue that this method is too simplistic and reductionist, and challenge the supposition that human thinking and learning is all the same, rule-based and linear. Learning overlaps. Also, elaboration theory doesn't provide for situated learning, and while there is some mention of using prior knowledge, how does this connect? Elaboration theory, thus, may be more useful in some areas, such as introductory courses, or content that logically has a series of steps. But in other domains that are more complex and ill-defined, there may be other approaches that are better suited. Thank you for listening to this presentation on elaboration theory. To get more information about this theory, check out the resources listed here. Thank you very much and have a good day.